Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Frank, and welcome to this CDL Class C General Knowledge Study Guide. Let's get into it. What is the most important reason for doing a vehicle inspection before a trip? To ensure the vehicle is safe to operate. If your brakes are failing or a tire is about to blow, you want to know about it in the parking lot, not going 55 on the highway. All right, next one. When backing, what is the best practice? Back only when necessary and use a helper when possible. You've got massive blind spots behind you. A second set of eyes on the ground is your best tool. Let's keep it going. How far ahead should you look while driving in city traffic? 12 to 15 seconds ahead. At city speeds, that's about a block or two, and it gives you time to react before you're right on top of a problem. Next up, total stopping distance is the distance your vehicle travels during perception, reaction, and braking. It starts the moment your eyes see the hazard, not when your foot hits the brake. Let's see what's next. The best way to communicate your intentions to other road users is to use turn signals, brake lights, and eye contact as needed. Don't assume other drivers know what you're about to do. Tell them. Moving on. When approaching a curve, you should slow to a safe speed before entering the curve. Once you're in it, it's too late to brake safely without risking a skid or rollover. All right, on we go. On wet roads, you should reduce speed by about 1/3. The posted limit is for ideal dry conditions. Wet pavement is not ideal. Let's head to the next one. Hydroplaning can occur when tires ride on a thin film of water and lose contact with the road. At that point, you have no steering and no braking. Slow down in heavy rain. Next question. If your vehicle starts to skid, you should take your foot off the brake and steer in the direction you want to go. Locking the brakes makes it worse. Release and let the tires find grip again. All right, what's next? If a tire blows out, you should first hold the steering wheel firmly and stay off the brakes. Grip the wheel, let the vehicle slow naturally, and ease off the road. Let's keep going. When driving at night, you should drive so you can stop within the distance you can see with your headlights. If you can't stop in time for what's ahead of your headlights, you're going too fast. Next one. In fog, you should use low beam headlights and reduce speed. High beams bounce off the fog and make it worse. Keep the light low and go slow. Let's see what we've got. A diamond-shaped traffic sign indicates a warning of hazards ahead. Curves, crossings, merges. The diamond means something up ahead needs your attention. Moving right along. You are approaching a railroad crossing. The safest practice is to look and listen. Never shift gears while crossing. Getting stuck in a gear change on the tracks is the last place you want to be. All right, next up. When descending a long downgrade, you should select a lower gear before the hill and use proper braking techniques. Constant braking overheats your brakes and causes them to fade. Use the engine to help slow you down. Let's go. The legal limit for alcohol concentration while operating a CMV is 0.04% or more is illegal. That's half the standard limit for regular drivers. CMV operators are held to a stricter standard. What's next? The primary reason for wearing a seatbelt is to keep you in control of the vehicle in a crash or sudden stop. If you get thrown around the cab, you can't steer. On to the next one. What is the best method to keep a safe following distance with a CMV? Use at least 1 second for each 10 feet of vehicle length below 40 miles per hour, plus 1 second above 40 miles per hour. CMVs need a lot more stopping distance than a car. All right, let's keep it moving. If your vehicle has anti-lock brakes, you should brake firmly and steer to avoid hazards while maintaining control. Don't pump them. Apply steady pressure and let the system do its job. Next question. If the ABS warning light stays on after you start moving, it means the ABS is not working, but normal brakes still work. Get it repaired soon, but you're not without brakes entirely. Let's see what's coming up. To warn drivers behind you that you need to slow down on a steep grade, you should tap the brake pedal to flash the brake lights. A quick tap signals to the driver behind you that you're about to slow down, giving them time to react. All right, keep going. When stopped on the shoulder to change a tire, you should first turn on four-way flashers. Before anything else, make your disabled vehicle visible to approaching traffic. Next one. If you must back and there is no helper available, you should back to the driver's side when possible. You can lean out the window and actually see what's happening. The passenger side is a blind spot you can't see around. Let's move on. When driving in high winds, you should reduce speed and be ready for gusts at bridges and open areas. High-profile vehicles act like a sail. A sudden gust can push you into another lane. What's next? If your brakes begin to fade on a downgrade, you should downshift and use a proper snub braking technique. Brake in intervals to let them cool. Don't hold them down the whole way. All right, on to the next. If you must steer quickly to avoid a hazard, you should keep both hands on the wheel and do not brake hard while turning. Steer first, brake after, and look where you want to go, not at the hazard. Let's keep it going. When approaching an intersection, the safest search pattern is look left, right, then left again before entering. Left first because that's where oncoming traffic is closest to you. Next up, to reduce the risk from a tailgater, you should increase the space ahead of your vehicle. More room in front means you can slow gradually, which gives the tailgater time to react instead of hitting you. All right, what do we have next? When passing a bicyclist, you should move into the adjacent lane when possible and pass with ample space. The air pressure alone from a big vehicle passing close can knock a cyclist over. Let's see what's next. Cargo should be secured so that it will not move, spill, or fall from the vehicle. Shifting cargo throws off your handling, and falling cargo is a road hazard for everyone behind you. Next question. When must you inspect cargo securement after beginning a trip? Within the first 50 miles, then as needed. Cargo settles once it's moving. That first check catches anything that's worked loose. All right, moving on. Before starting a pre-trip inspection, you should set the parking brake and chock wheels if needed. Make absolutely sure the vehicle can't move before you start poking around it. Let's head to the next one. The minimum tread depth for steering axle tires should be at least 4/30 inch. Steering tires have a higher standard than drive or trailer tires because they control where the vehicle goes. Next one. When you see a low clearance sign and you are unsure of your vehicle height, you should stop and verify clearance before proceeding. Guessing wrong under a bridge is a very bad day. Get out and check. All right, what's next? What is black ice? A thin layer of ice that makes the road look wet. It's nearly invisible, which is what makes it so dangerous. Treat a shiny-looking road with serious caution. Let's keep going. In work zones, you should slow down, be prepared to stop, and obey directions of flaggers. Workers are close to traffic, fines are doubled, and a flagger's instructions override everything else. Next up, if you are tired and becoming drowsy, the only safe remedy is to stop driving and rest. Coffee and open windows are short-term tricks. They don't actually work. Get off the road and sleep. On we go. What is the safest way to manage speed on slippery roads? Reduce speed and increase following distance. Everything takes longer on slippery surfaces. You need more space and more time. Let's see what's next. What is the best way to merge onto a freeway? Use the acceleration lane to match speed and merge when safe. Get up to traffic speed, find your gap, and merge smoothly. Don't stop at the end of the ramp. Next question. If you must stop on a snowy or icy road, you should brake gently and early to avoid a skid. Start way earlier than you normally would and apply pressure smoothly, no sudden stomping. All right, moving along. During a right turn in a CMV, you should keep the rear of your vehicle close to the curb to prevent other drivers from passing on the right. Drivers see that gap and try to squeeze through. Close it off before someone gets crushed. What's next? When is it acceptable to use a handheld cell phone while driving a CMV? It is not allowed. Federal regulations ban it completely. Pull over if you need to make a call. Let's keep it going. If the road is flooded, you should find another route and do not drive into deep water. You can't tell how deep it is, and even a foot of fast-moving water can sweep a vehicle off the road. Next one. The most important hand signal from a backing helper is stop. If your helper signals stop, you stop immediately. No hesitation, no second guessing. All right, almost there. If you are unsure whether a space ahead is large enough for your vehicle, you should do not enter until you are sure you can clear it. Get out and check if you have to. Getting stuck is completely avoidable. Next up, to avoid a rear-end collision when you see traffic slowing ahead, you should slow early and gently to give others time to react. The smoother you are, the more warning you give the driver behind you. Let's go. When should you use engine retarders on wet, icy, or snow-covered roads? Turn them off to prevent drive wheel skids. On slippery roads, engine retarders can lock up your drive wheels without you even touching the brake pedal. What's next? When parking a CMV on a grade, you should turn wheels as appropriate, set parking brakes, and use chocks if needed. Use all three: wheels, parking brake, and chocks. Don't rely on just one. Next question. When approaching a multiple lane roundabout, you should choose the correct lane early and yield to traffic in the circle. Plan your exit before you enter. You can't easily change lanes once you're inside. And the last one, when fueling a vehicle, you should shut off the engine and do not smoke. Fuel vapors are highly flammable. Eliminate any ignition source before you open that cap. And that's all 50. That's your CDL Class C general knowledge exam right there. Go back through anything you weren't solid on, run through it a few times, and you'll be good to go. I'm Frank.